The True Grit Gravel Epic is worthy of the True Grit title. As one of the first premier gravel events of the year, pros, amateurs, noobs, and influencers from all over the country flock to Santa Clara and St. George, Utah to apply their chamois cream and put their winter training, or lack of, to the test. Not only will the course test riders physically, but they must also possess a stubborn refusal to quit and grit to complete the 84 miles and 9,000 feet of climbing of gravel bliss. Now in its 12th year, the True Grit Epic still prides itself in the grassroots feel and works hard to entertain those coming to the Santa Clara area for the weekend. Riders, fans, families, and volunteers all come together for an amazing celebration of community, cycling, and beer. Weekend festivities include food trucks, vendors, a beer garden, and live music. The True Grit Epic isn't just a race, it's also a huge part of the southwestern Utah community.
Everybody's happy. We have a great bluegrass band playing. We have great beer by Saltfire and great people that always come here, and it makes a wonderful atmosphere to spend the day.
I've not done True Grit. This is my first time out here. Super stoked to check out the course. First time riding in this area at all, so only blue skies and some sun to look forward to, it looks like. So
it's a pretty hard race. It's definitely epic. It's a lot of fun, good vibes.
Right now my fingers are cold. First race of the season, so we'll see how it goes.
The gravel down here is awesome. We come down here and ride a ton. And the course you guys have selected is super fun, super challenging.
I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know if I have the endurance or the endurance to do the whole thing yet, but we'll see.
Oh, you get the guys at DNF like 30 yards down the course and you got him on video.
3, 2, 1. The course starts at the Santa Clara Town Hall with a 7-mile escorted neutral start through St. George to Navajo Drive and the beginning of the dirt. Right away, riders must undertake the first climb of the day, a 10-mile steady climb with over 2,000 feet of elevation gain. But that's not all. The road is rocky, sandy, and filled with tricky ruts before arriving at the first feed zone. This sector is known as Hard Root Beer Hill.
The Hard Root Beer climb is 1,000 feet, 10 miles. So it's a wall. We start you out right there. If you can't make that wall, you shouldn't be riding.
Yeah, so after the neutral start, we started climbing. Got a selection of maybe like 6 or 7 guys at that point, and we kind of just kept a pretty high tempo for how long the race is at that climb. And I think, I want to say we had like me and Roger Arnell going over the top together, and then a couple people behind us. I couldn't quite tell the order, but as we went down the very first descent, Roger dropped his chain, and apparently it wasn't easy for him to get back on, so he lost like a few minutes there.
The first climb, we went in hot to it. There's about a group of 6 of us. I was distanced a bit. I kind of just stayed within myself, made sure not to go over so early in the race. They probably put 2 minutes into me on that climb, and then it was the hard downhill. Just held that gap, and then once we got to the pavement section, I just started picking people off, and then from there it was just a battle to hang on.
After this first place to replenish water and food supplies, there is a short, heavily eroded downhill where riders must negotiate to connect with Bulldog Pass Road. Riders will face more steep climbs before the fast, long descent to the Joshua Tree Basin through the Beaver Dam National Conservation Area. The scenery through the remote area of the high desert is breathtaking, but riders can hardly enjoy as they must keep their eyes on the road and their hands firmly on the handlebars, or else they'll become liberated from the bicycle.
Day went well. It was a beautiful day out there. The dirt was amazing. roads were a little washed out, so definitely had to be smart about the descents. But yeah, it just ended up being really a perfect weather and can't complain.
The Bulldog Pass, which is ever-changing conditions. And this week we had a flash flood that came through on Wednesday, and threw some surprises. A few bits of rubble and chunk, and you know, if you like the chunk, you'll love this.
Oh yeah.
When the course reaches State Route Old Highway 91 at mile 32, riders will get a break and spin up the tarmac to Lytle Ranch Road at mile 35 and the second feed zone. This is where friends and family can cheer on the riders and provide mid-course support before the course turns into a series of rollers known as the Rollers of Doom.
Then you think you're done, you're going through the Joshua Tree Forest and you hit the Rollers of Doom. And depending on speed, they can slow you down, speed you up, but they are what it says. You just steep gravity rollers in and out on a gravel bike before dropping into the Beaver Dam Wash, which makes you feel like you're in another planet.
Surrounded by twisted, spiky trees, straight out of a Dr. Seuss book, riders must begin to question their GPS, wondering if they're still on planet Earth. The Joshua Tree bestows the architectural majesty and character of the landscape. Like gravel grinders, Joshua trees require full sun and gritty, even sandy soil. The iconic trees have long provided a haven for artists seeking an inspirational experience. However, for our racers, they might be a reminder that they're still a long way from the finish. At mile 73.5, riders will enter the cool shade of the Santa Clara River Corridor for their final feed stop before the last push on the pavement to the finish line for the final sprint to glory and beer.
All right, well, you know.
We need some new legs and a new butt, too.
Butt's fine. Soul's gone.
Yeah.
Said soul's gone? The soul is gone.
Soul is gone.
Mr. Chairman, our first place finisher today,
I feel great. I came out here last year and did it for the first time, and kind of got my butt handed to me by Nathan Spratt, and he's super strong, and we had times a little faster than last year, so I feel good about how the fitness is. So I'm pretty happy with it. But once I caught up to Chad after my drop chain, he was a little gassed, so I went kind of right by him. And from there I was solo, and I didn't really know what happened beyond that, but I just kind of kept a steady tempo all the way to the finish. Felt pretty good and got to ride my own pace, which was nice. And then my buddy Bjorn ended up coming in right behind me.
Super satisfied. This was kind of my first gravel race of the year, so I went into it not really sure how the legs were feeling, but I surprised myself and I was able to hang with the lead group for a while and eventually distance them and just try to chase down Zach the rest of the way. So yeah, great day out there. Super happy with how things turned out. Coming up to the 4th aid station, Zach had a 2-minute gap on me, and I was pretty happy with where I was at. I was trying to chase him, but by that point I was pretty cracked, and I was just looking behind, making sure no one else was coming, and just tried to hang on for second. And yeah, super happy for Zach. We're good buddies, so I'm happy with the way things turned out.
It was good. Just now that I caught my breath, give me a chance to think about it for a minute. Yeah, it was good. We had 4 guys for a while, then like an hour, like 2.5 hours into it, kind of lost them, and then 2 hours later, got him.
So glad it's done. Yeah, stoked to be out there, but certainly glad that the race is done. It's a grueling one. Those descents, you don't get to rest on them because they're so technical, and the climbs they're long.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fun day. It's really fun to start as a big group. Got to hang on to the back of the pros as long as you can to kind of pull you ahead. Really fun today racing against these two. Dave and I have raced together. We're on the same team 20 years ago. Scott and I trained together. So really good day. Great conditions. Course was in really good shape with the rain. A few washouts, which made it fun. Great temps. People are great. The course well marked, and the feed zones were awesome. So thank you so much for that. Recommend this for anyone. This is my 3rd time doing this, and I keep coming back.
It is here at the finish line, while listening to all the fantastic tales that will manifest by way of the True Grit Gravel Epic. The party theme is in full force. A host of unique entertainment features, which includes a beer garden hosted by Saltfire Brewery. Live music and food trucks connects people in meaningful and untold ways.
Somebody graced us with perfect weather, and it is just the most beautiful spring day. Light breeze. Everybody's happy. We have a great bluegrass band playing. We have great beer by Saltfire, and great people that always come here, and it makes a wonderful atmosphere to spend the day.